Welcome to this edition of Fight Night Champion Methods. This is the first in a series of tutorials for either the beginning player or those players who want to improve their game. In this first tutorial, I will show you defensive methods. Defense is one of the most underestimated ways to win a fight, and many of the all-time greats such as Hearns, Leonard, and Ali were masters of defense. I'll demonstrate 3 defensive methods: footwork, blocking, and head movement, using a middleweight bout between Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Using footwork, you want to evade your opponent's attack through tapping or holding the joystick. Stepping involves tapping the left joystick in the direction you want to move, but try to keep in mind that the direction you tap on the joystick is relative to your opponent's position. Both types of footwork affect your stamina differently. Holding the joystick and moving doesn't drain your stamina as fast as stepping does. Use block by either holding or tapping the RT button. Tapping block each time your opponent punches is what I refer to as catching punches. 2 things to remember when using block as a defensive method. 1. Even though you hold block, punches still drain your stamina and health. 2. If you hold block, combinations and power punches will break through a block. Both of these mean the best method is to tap the block button in sequence with your opponent's attack, as I did here when I trapped Hagler in the corner. Use head movement by holding LT and the left joystick with or without block to evade an attack. Keep in mind that head movement leaves your body exposed. It uses energy and it should be used in combination with punching. Winning with defense achieves 4 things. 1. You avoid being hurt, knocked down, or flashed. 2. Make your opponent lose stamina. When he uses up his stamina, his punches lose power and speed. 3. Maintain your health and stamina. The more stamina and health you have, the stronger and faster you are later in the fight. And 4, as your opponent attacks, he leaves an opening which allows you to use one of the most advanced techniques, counterpunching. Hagler wins the first round. I landed 66% compared to Hagler's 12%, but he begins the second round with only 80% stamina compared to my 100.
Leonard's approach that we just saw in that last round, it cannot continue. His work rate has to increase.
His heart.
Always pay attention. You want to move away from your opponent's power hand. In this case, it would be Hagler's left hand. Stepping. Stepping. I win the second round. I land 50% to Hagler's 16%, but he begins the third round with only 60% of his stamina. Keep him moving and keep him wasting punches.
You got to block punches, you got to move your head, you got to evade punches, use your legs. But if you haven't been taught that, and believe it or not, this is boxing 101. This is basic rudiments, basic.
A crafty counterpunch, and that's the end of round 3.
I win the third round and land 80% to Hagler's 11%. He now begins the fourth round with only 50% of his stamina, and I have 90%.
But really, nobody has distinguished themselves to any great amount so
Keep him moving, keep him wasting punches. At this point, his stamina is pretty low. His punches are slow and weak. I stun him.
More than one punch downstairs, that can be damaging.
He's throwing, wasting punches. In the middle of his combination, I flash him.
One punch power has ended this fight. Can you believe that? There is no way he could continue on. It is done. He only went down once, but he stayed down. Marvin Calvin Hagler is flattened in our main event.
A lot of people were wondering about the kind of...
Now that I've showed you what to do, you need to practice. Go to training games and practice defensive specialist. You score points mainly through evasive methods using stepping and head movement, allowing your opponent to beat themselves by losing stamina. Occasionally, you also want to throw in the counterpunch when you see it.
Pick it up, pick it up.
Forget about being tired. Nice block. Nice, nice.
The last thing I'll cover is boxer creation. If you're using a counterpuncher, boxer puncher, unconventional, conventional, or outside, you need to emphasize defensive methods and attributes that apply to athleticism and skills, because all the above types begin with a low level of athletic toughness and cannot take too many punches. To compensate, either increase your boxer skill points in chin and body, apply a toughness boost, or use the defensive methods I just showed you in the tutorial as a strategy to win. In the next tutorial, I will go in depth with a more passive-aggressive strategy that makes boxing the art form that it is, counterpunching. I hope you enjoy this Fight Night Champion tutorial on defensive methods. If you have any questions or comments, you can email me at FNCmethods@gmail.com. Until next time, keep boxing.